Daddy, tell him 25 got it. Call Daddy, tell him 25 got it. Call Daddy, tell him 25
What's good, everybody? Happy Tuesday. I hope everybody is having a great day today, y'all. My day is going good. I had to come on here real quick. I really didn't, honestly and truthfully, y'all. I really, honestly and truthfully, I'm done with Married to Medicine. I'm done with Married to Medicine. It's too much for me. Like I can watch the show, but the antics that's going on the show and people not wanting to take accountability for me, it's a lot. But I started the show and I wanted to end the show, So we are here today to talk about Married to Medicine, season 11, episode 14, 15. And the name of the episode is called Duchess, Toya and Her Royal Court. Okay? Now, we're not gonna touch on everything. We're not gonna touch on everything. And I wanted to come in here. I wanted to come in here to do the review because I don't know. I just want to complete things. I just want to complete things because I really was gonna say, you don't forget it. But I just feel like it's too much going on for me, and it's not really. I mean, I could watch it, but it's not really enjoyable. It's really upset me and my homegirls. Okay, but we're gonna talk about some things that I saw or that I remember because I didn't really take no notes on last week episode. And this week episode, I saw it and I tried to write down what I thought that was happening, what was important. Okay. But let's see what y'all talking about first, and then we're gonna get back to it. Okay. Mary Jane's baby, what's good? Magdalene Lamar, what's good? The Informed. Do y'all think it's over for Sweet Tea and Gregory? The Informed. If I'm being honest, I don't think. Unfortunately, if I'm being honest, I don't think that Greg and Sweet Tea should have ever been in the group. And unfortunately, they're already here now. It's all Heavenly's fault. And I don't really like Heavenly, how she behaves on this show and the stuff that she do. I think that, everybody don't need to be trying to be a producer. We got producers for the show, but what happened? I think that the reason why the group is fractured is because of Heavenly. Because Sweet Tea and Greg should have never been on the show at all unless they was going to be sure that Quad was not going to be on the show. I don't think that they should have invited. The only way Greg should have been on this show is if Quad brought him on the show and said that she was okay with him being on the show. But now Sweet Tea and Greg are in the group. The women have grown to like Sweet Tea, some of them more than others. And the audience has gotten to know Sweet Tea and Greg, and so it's like, what do we do now? Tress Love was good. Linda Marshall, Michelle, Siri Reeves was good. Michelle was good. Brooklyn Bell, S Level was good. Dina was good. Yvette C. Bacchus, A Baby was good. Malaya Lachelle was good. Candy was good. Siri Reeves said, we are too. It's disgusting, right? It's disgusting. Laura B, that's how I feel. It's getting annoying. It is getting annoying. Kingsley was good. Q the content guy was good. Michelle, Tanya White, Laura B, Adama was good. Hey, baby, say Greg and Sweet Tea are so boring. Their segment at the restaurant was so blah. Hey, baby, what you want them to do? Get on the tables and start dancing like Lisa Rinna? I mean, they was there eating their food. Smack to You was good. I mean, I didn't really. I'm just being honest. I wasn't impressed by seeing King and Quad while she was getting her wig split. Sweet Cherry was good. JMFB was good. Capricorn Chick was good, Nina. I hope everything is going well with you. Miss Me with Quad and Simone. I want Simone to eat my duds. They about to give it to Simone. They about to give it to Simone next season. And it was so bad that Cecil even was on Twitter talking about that he done seen interviews and stuff. And now he's seen interviews and stuff, and he not getting into it next year. It's just gonna be he riding with his wife. You should have been riding with your wife. You should have been riding with your wife. You don't know the ins and outs of the relationship with them. Q27 and what's good? Trey Carter, Tress Love is all, yeah, it is all heavenly. 90% of this mess around heaven. Yes, yes, it is. Yes, it is. Okay. So, y'all, let's go ahead and get started real quick. So, we are here to talk about the Married to Medicine, season 11, episode 14 and 15. And the name of the episode is called Duchess in Her Royal Court. Okay. So, we're going to go back to the last episode real quick. Okay. So, Dr. Jackie and Simone met up at Dr. Jackie's office. What now? Is it me or do I feel? I just feel like every time we see them meet up, they never meeting at Simone office. I feel like every time we seeing them meeting up, we always seeing them meeting up at Jackie's office, and Simone is bringing lunch to Jackie. But how come Jackie don't ever come over there with Simone? And we don't ever see Jackie take a bite of food. I want to see Jackie take a bite out of some food. Okay. She tells Simone that Jackie paid the money for a cure for Kyra. Ain't that's what it's called, a cure for Kyra? That Phaedra paid the money for the cure for Kyra, so they are all settled. She paid the 40K that she promised that she was gonna pay. Okay. She tells Simone that Phaedra was upset that her ex was brought around the group. And she told Simone that she told her girl, but Heavenly told us that she told you that she was inviting him. You know what I'm saying? And so Simone is saying, why is it a problem with him being there if she brought him to the reunion? And this group of women need to practice boundaries. You know what I'm saying? They need to practice boundaries because Phaedra can invite Apollo wherever she want to invite him. That's her ex-husband. Wherever she feel comfortable and wherever she want to invite him, if and when she wants to invite him, that's her business. Okay? Phaedra can invite him. If she want him to be at the reunion, she can have him at the reunion. If she wanted to invite him over there, if she said that she didn't want him to be there Tuesday and wanted him there Wednesday, that's her business. They need to exercise boundaries. She can invite him and not invite him wherever she want to go. That's not up to Heavenly to decide. Okay? She said that Apollo gets upset when he sees her around other men. And so Simone said, well, why did she bring a man? No, I didn't invite him here. Heavenly invited him here. You're not going to put that on me. I'm going to come to work on a couple's trip and I'm going to bring a friend, a spouse, or whatever. Late night hype. I don't know whatever she was doing with Shaq. I can invite him where I want to invite him because I'm at work doing what I'm supposed to be doing. If Apollo pop off, that's his business because I didn't invite him there. You're not going to get mad at me because I didn't invite him. Heavenly invited him. Am I tripping? And that's what I keep on saying. And Heavenly invited him with malicious intent. Heavenly told us, see, she keep on talking a line and she gets to telling on herself. Heavenly said last year that they tried to invite Apollo somewhere, and Phaedra went to production and got it shut down. She went to the Bravo headquarters, whatever, and when they were trying to do something behind her back with Apollo, and Phaedra got it shut down. This year, what she was trying to do on that camera by asking Phaedra, she was trying to gag her, and Phaedra should have told her, "Bitch, you go in over there and play with Daddy. Don't play with mine." That's what she should have told her. But Phaedra didn't want the girls to see her sweat. But that still doesn't excuse Heavenly for inviting Apollo. She was out of line. When are you going to tell your wife she's out of line? Thank you for the super chat, Amy J. She said, to be fair, both Quad and Dr. G should leave the show. Quad is no longer married, and Dr. G is no longer part of any storyline. Their story should have ended with their divorce. Well, Dr. G is no longer a part of any storyline, but none of the, I get what you're saying. Quad is not married to Medicine, but she is a staple on the show. Dr. G is no longer part of any storyline, but he can make a storyline. I don't understand the storyline stuff. We can make a storyline. He's trying to have a baby. He's trying to have a baby. Grandpapa is the baby. He's trying to have a baby. Grandpapa is the baby. Okay? Heavily had malicious intent, and it's just so crazy to me. I just feel like that people are pro women until you don't like them. You know what I'm saying? The fact that they would even take this stance against Phaedra is crazy to me. I didn't invite that man on this trip. I knew he was coming. Yeah, sure. I knew he was coming. But that's not going to stop me. What Heavenly was trying to do is have me there single. What Heavenly was trying to do is have me there single. And at this point, we can't even say that Quad is not married to medicine and be fair because Phaedra was never married to medicine. Phaedra was never married to medicine. Phaedra wasn't even dating medicine. You know what I'm saying? The only doctor that she is a head doctor in high school. We don't even know if she can still, if she is that good at it now. We don't know if she that good at it now in present day that we can even put doctor on it. It might be sloppy. Um, but what was my point? I don't know. Oh, the stance they was taken. I believe that Heavenly wanted to invite Apollo and Shireen on the trip and have Phaedra there single. I believe that Phaedra thought that Phaedra knew that Apollo was coming on that trip with Shireen, and that's the reason why she invited Shek on the trip because the girls wanted her to be the only one single on the trip. And Phaedra was not going to let them girls show her up. And so it is what it is. Okay? Next episode, we seen Heavenly sitting with Dr. Contessa. Okay? Heavenly never, to me, Heavenly never fully owns anything. Okay? She never fully owns anything. They wanted to, Heavenly say, I think that we should agree to disagree. Okay? Because Contessa said that she was upset that you got online and you said that my husband was abusive. And she said, Contessa, I told you if you're going to talk about him and stay, then you need to shut up. No, baby, I can say what I want to about. You're correct in that. If I'm going to shut up, if I'm going to stay with him, be quiet. And you did give me that advice. But I can say what I want about my husband. You can't. You can give me the advice, but I don't have to take it. Those are boundaries. I can say what I want to say about my husband. You did tell me that if I'm going to talk about him and stay, then shut up. Yeah. Does that make me look stupid? Yeah. But I can say what I want to about my husband. You can't. That's my husband. Okay? And the thing is, Heavenly, it gives me. I'm thinking of the little fat girl that was sitting in her room, looking at the walls, didn't have no windows or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Like she was in a prison. She never had no friends, and you can tell that's why she's so used to looking at the walls. Now that's why she sit in her closet and stuff because she used to being in the walls. Now she done upgraded her life to where she could put a camera in there and still talk to herself. Now she goes online and get drunk every night and go online and tell us Heavenly would not be anything on this show if she didn't get drunk and talk about her cast. And it would be different if she talked about everybody on the show, but she only picks certain ones out and talk about them. She don't never drag what's going on with Curtis and Jackie like that. You know what I'm saying? You only pick certain people to go in there and talk about. It'll be different if it was the same way with everybody across the board. But no, you only want to go in and drag the low hanging fruit. That makes you a punk. Keep the same energy with everybody across the board, but you don't do that. You don't do that. You ain't gonna talk about quad no more because you want to be an it girl. You went and got your body done. Now you think you can go on the trips to Africa with the girls. They still not gonna invite you, girl. They still not about to invite you. You just ain't that girl. You could get your body done. That ain't gonna make you it. You can get your body done. It ain't gonna make you it. Kylie went and got her body done. And she was it because she had already felt like she was it. It's a self-esteem issue that you gotta have with you, mama. You just can't go get the body done. And you have looked good. You have looked good, but you wouldn't be nothing if you wasn't drunk if you didn't go and get drunk and get in your closet and trash your cats offline online. Okay. Um, what else happened? Contessa is having a diabetes um event. Okay. Quad is there. All I wrote down was Quad should be upset with Heavenly. She is the one who brought Sweet Tea and Greg on the show. That Quad is trying to get mad at the other women who are being put in a difficult situation. That's how I feel. I feel like that Quad is upset at the girls. You should really be upset with Heavenly. Heavenly threw a rock and now trying to hide her hand by trying to be so team Quad now. But you're the one who brought this girl on the show. Now the cast has fell in love and they're trying to treat the girl fairly. And she trying to hide her hand like, oh, I'm team Quad now, but you don't already about the girl on the show. Don't hide your hand. Now you're the one who brought this on the show. Quad, you have to be mad at Heavenly. She is the one who brought the girls on the show. Now she's trying to be heavily overly protective of Quad to try to diminish what she did. No, you brought the girl on the show. Thank you for the super chat, Laura B. She said, if Heavenly was a real friend, she would never speak about Contessa on her YouTube channel, period. I understand why Contessa was mad. Don't drag me in public. Don't talk about what's going on. But that's how she feel like she got friends and stuff. That's how she feel like she got friends and stuff. Heavenly would have been touched. And I don't even believe in touching people first. I don't even believe in touching people first. Okay? Greg is saying, I wrote, Greg does have to take accountability in the way that things started. Okay, but I would say this to like this is what I wrote. I'm just gonna tell you what I wrote because we almost done with this part. I said Greg has to take accountability in the way things started, but I would say this to even a woman. If a man ever acted like he was going to hit you or attack you, press charges, but don't come around. You know what I'm saying? I would have pressed charges, but I wouldn't be wanting to come around if I felt like that somebody was trying to attack me. Because if I came back around, I was gonna have that thing on me. And I'm telling you, I would have used it. I'm not about to be running around here scared or be looking over my shoulder and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Thinking that somebody gonna attack me, and I'm not gonna be living in fear. You know what I'm saying? That's just me. Y'all probably different or whatever, but King ain't gonna be running around here acting like no mad dog and just jumping up and running up on me whenever he wants to. You know what I'm saying? I was charged that if I was charged that, I just wouldn't want to come around. I would have filed charges and I would have been okay with not being on the show no more. And I would have had my paperwork in order just in case he came up on me, I could get off. Them telling him that he shouldn't have called the police, that will never not be an option for me. And calling the laws on another black man, that will never not be an option for me. That's what the police are there for. I don't subscribe to that. If you do wrong, you need to go to jail. Okay? Greg is correct about there being disrespecting the group, but he, like he said before, the responsibility of the disrespect is on both parties. Greg and Quad was in there talking fly. Are you talking about the blam blam? Yes. I'm talking about the pow pow. I'm talking about the pow pow. If I was Greg, I would have backed up one time and look. Okay. So we calling the police on Contessa too. But this is what I'm saying, Trust Love. This is what I'm saying. You know, if Heavenly wanted to, this is what I'm saying. And what I will give Heavenly is this. Heavenly was charged that she continued to film. That's what she chose to do. Greg does not have to do that. You get what I'm saying? Everybody's gonna react different. Heavenly didn't want to press charges and she didn't, you know what I'm saying? Didn't call the police, nothing. That's what she did. She did call security, right, Dana? She did, but everybody, just because Heavenly allowed herself to get treated some type of way and get disrespected in a way does not mean that Greg has to. Okay? Some women will stay if a man slap on them, you know what I'm saying? Some women won't. Just because this person did that don't mean I gotta do it. Okay? Now we on episode 15. We on the finale. Thank God. Ooh, Jesus, yes. Okay? It's Toya and Eugene. It's their 16th anniversary. Okay? She said that they never had an anniversary party before. Is that true? Toya and Eugene have had a couple of parties on the show, but I don't, they never had an anniversary party? I don't know. Is she happy that they together? Okay? It's going to be Bridgerton themed, but it's going to be called Georgiaton, and the budget is 25K. Okay. Now everybody is invited to the event. Sweet Tea and Greg have not RSVP'd, but Quad and King has RSVP'd, and she's going to have them coming in staggered just in case they come. So I believe the time was from 7 to 8 or 8 to 9. It was going to be, listen, the first hour, it was going to be Sweet Tea and Greg. And then at 9:01, I believe, so it was probably 8 to 9. And then at 9:01, Quad and Kang was supposed to come in. Okay. Now, I don't know what's going on between Greg and King, got to do with Heavenly, but now all of a sudden, she trying to be Quad's spokesperson. She trying to get the heat up off her, but you are the one who invited this girl into this group trying to play producer. And I will say this, and I can continue to say it, she can reverse engineer what she did all she wants, but she does not know how Dr. G being on this show could have broke Quad. You brought that man on this show, and you don't know what that could have did to Quad. That is not a friend. Just for the ratings, because he got a new wife and this and that and this and that. That could have broke that woman. Could have had that if he really was dragging her down the stairs like y'all say she did. That could have broke her. You don't know what bringing that man on this show and forcing this woman to be around that man could have done to her. And thankfully, it didn't do nothing to her, and she was able to even hug him the first time that she saw him. But you didn't know that. You was trying to be shady and start some mess, and you wanted to. It's so funny how they pride themselves on being these doctors and above the stereotype, but y'all do trashy stuff just like everybody else. Y'all ain't nothing but loving hip hop with doctorates behind y'all name. Thank you for the super chat, Amy J. She said Dr. G returned because the cast was self-producing, but he has no real reason to be on the show. Mariah was like, right, it's losing credibility. Married to Medicine was the only show with all married people. Thank you for the super chat, Amy J. I appreciate it. Yeah, Heavenly is ruining the show. Heavenly is ruining the show. Toya also had a hand in this too and still sat there and told Quad that she was on her side, yet sending out invites to the enemy. Is she the enemy though? Tanya White getting dressed for an hour is pointless. But it's to show support. It's to show support. Quad isn't married to Medicine. Neither was Phaedra. Okay? Now we got Sweet Tea and Greg. Sweet Tea and Greg say that it was great to have a break from the group. Sweet Tea said that she feels like she has been mistreated in the group, and she has been mistreated in the group. That's just the truth. She has been mistreated in this group. Okay? She said that she is not going to beg to be in the group. I think that Sweet Tea feels inferior in this group because, girl, nobody asked you to beg. And you keep saying stuff like this, and it's not true. Nobody asks you to beg to be in the group. What you want is you want for them to beg you to be in the group. You always saying stupid and crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Even when people apologize to you, it's never good enough. Heavenly apologized to you, it wasn't good enough. Heavenly apologized to you again. It wasn't good enough. You want a peace offering. Quad apologized to you for the way that how she made fun of your voice last season. She apologized to you. Why you got so much stank on it? You always got away with something. You can't be pleased. Sweet Tea, you ain't innocent. You can't be pleased. It's always something. It's always something with you. Heavenly apology was not sincere. Heavenly apologized once and she apologized again, and then she apologized twice to her. Heavenly apologies are never sincere, but she did apologize. She could say, I don't want to accept it, but she went as far as to say, well, I need a peace offering. What you want her to do, give you a baby? Thank you for the super chat, True and Blue. Gabor, she said, Gabor, I just wanted access to the money. What money? What money? I don't think it's no money there. Okay? Quad needs to go to Real Housewives of Atlanta. She doesn't fit in Married to Medicine. She don't fit on. She won't fit on She fit on. She won't. I feel like the girls on Real Housewives of Atlanta are too high for her. They too far ahead of her, and she fit. I think that she fit with the Married to Medicine girls, but she ain't fab like that to be over there on Real Housewives of Atlanta. I don't see her being a housewife, not even in Potomac. She ain't fab enough. Miss Quad, Miss Quad, Miss Quad. She don't got it. She don't got it. She don't got it. Beautiful woman though. Okay. Now we got Quad and King. Okay, Quad and King. You know, I guess he's back filming since the charges were dropped. Now I don't understand how that happened. Mia's not letting Quad take her spot. Mm. Clearly, that's why Sweet Tea is pressed to be on the show. Mia is not letting Quad take her spot. Mm-mm. Mm-mm. I bet you. Well, I don't know. You think that Mia will throw a drink in Quad face? Because you know they let a girl throw the. You know they let she threw the drink in Lisa Nicole threw the drink in her face and she didn't do nothing. Okay. Now I wonder what the charges got to do. I don't understand. Maybe Heavenly explained it. You know, I haven't watched her stuff, but y'all got to help me understand. I don't understand how Dr. G pressing charges against King stopped him from filming if he was not going to be filming with King. I mean, if King wasn't going to be filming with him, because we didn't even see him over there record at all until the charges was dropped. Okay. Now he said, you know, it's crazy that he started a fight and he wanted to start. He didn't start a fight, baby. He didn't start a fight. It wasn't a fight. He was trying to talk to you and trying to relate to you. It was awkward, you know, but he didn't start a fight. You started a fight. You tried to start the fight. Everything was over with. He didn't back down from you. Okay? He said that it's sad that another black man wanted to file charges against him. I don't think that it's sad that another black man wanted to file charges against him because it's sad that a black man tried to charge at me. Y'all better get up out of there. Because if a black anything do anything to me, I'm putting their ass in jail. Point blank in the period. Y'all wouldn't, and I don't even understand the women sometimes when y'all be gaslighting. I'm not gonna call the laws on him. He slapped me, but I'm not gonna call the laws. I don't want to do that to him. Do it to him. Do it to him. Your ass will be over there dead. That man never touched them. Listen, I'm filing charges. I'm filing charges. So when I put that thing on them, they could see in black and white that I had already told them that they had this mad dog around here that needed to be neutralized. Okay? It was the mad dog running around here that needed to be neutralized. Mm-hmm. Okay? Now we back at Georgiaton. Did he say at that part yet? I heard him say that Dr. G was acting erratic. I didn't think that Dr. G was acting erratic. I will give y'all this, and I'm just being honest with you. At first, I feel like Dr. G was putting a lot of stuff on it when he talked to him the first time. But the second time, when King initiated the King started that. King had to go and get him from messing with his wife and was even saying, oh, now put him over there let her go with Phaedra and I need to talk to you. King was talking crazy. King started that. Dr. G wasn't acting erratic. Not neutralized. Oh, yes. I would have put him down. I'm putting him down. I'm putting him down. When we get older, we can't heal the way we used to. I'm gonna put him down. Okay. Now we at the Georgiaton party. Okay. Everybody show up. T and Greg ended up showing up. Okay. This is what I don't like with listen, boundaries. Okay. They know that they were supposed to be there for an hour. When they got in, the Easter Bunny said, how long are y'all staying? Sweet Tea said, we're going to be here for an hour. Okay? Keep that in mind. The Easter Bunny said, we're going to be here for an hour. Okay? Sweet Tea said, I'm going to give them some spilled tea. Okay? So they got the Georgian Chronicle True Report. Okay? In the Chronicle, she said that Quad was exiled from the group. That was a fact. She said that the group was obsessing over Quad and her ex-husband. Okay? and she said that Curtis' hands was on Heavenly's waist instead of Jackie. Okay? Let's start with Quad being exiled from the group. That's a fact. That's a fact. The group obsessing over Quad and her ex-husband. That is a fact. Toya, you're talking about wasn't nobody obsessing over Quad and her ex-husband. Sweet Tea can't even get into an argument with nobody without y'all. The group is just not mature. Sweet Tea can't even get into an argument with Heavenly without them bringing it up. Everybody know that Quad and Dr. G was together. Y'all are obsessing over over her and her ex-husband. Y'all are, okay? And then Curtis' hands on Heavenly waist instead of Jackie. And Toya went on Watch What Happens Live and said that Curtis needs to keep his hands in his pocket. Toya, y'all can say what y'all want to say. Toya, even when it happened, when he grabbed Toya and put Toya on his lap, Toya had a problem with it then. Eugene tried to play it off and was like, I think that he was playing. It don't matter if he was playing or not. You don't grab nobody and put them in your crotch. You grab Toya with both hands and had her sitting in your lap. And instead of getting mad at him, instead of y'all being upset with Curtis, y'all got mad at Toya. And y'all got mad at Toya because she's a beautiful woman. Okay? Now, this is the gag right here. The reason why y'all don't see anything wrong with Curtis having his hands around Heavenly waist is because y'all don't think that Heavenly is attractive. And y'all have a hard time imagining anybody viewing her in a sexual way. And that's what y'all always do to unattractive women and good-looking women. If Heavenly was good-looking, she would have been a whore. If Curtis had his hands on Portia's waist or Kenya's waist, y'all would say that he was out of line. But because it was Heavenly, y'all say, oh, it wasn't really nothing. It wasn't really nothing. It's the same thing with the Nene flirting with Peter. Nene was out of line, but it was a joke because Nene was ugly. It was a joke because Nene was ugly. But when Kenya got to flirt with Apollo, all of a sudden she's a whore. That's how y'all do. Curtis was out of line putting his hand around Heavenly waist. The gag is nobody looks at Heavenly. The gag is on Heavenly. The gag is on Heavenly. That's not true. Dr. Heavenly is pretty girl. Heavenly is not bad looking. Her mouth makes her look bad. Nene ugly. She just needed good makeup and wigs. Listen, Curtis like thicker women, quiet as a kid. Listen, I'm just telling y'all the reason why. If Heavenly, y'all can say what y'all want to say. Heavenly ain't no bombshell. Heavenly ain't no bombshell. Okay? If Curtis had his hand on Lori Harvey's waist, y'all would have been calling Lori Harvey a whore and said that Curtis was out of line. Toya's waist. What about Toya's waist? No, True and Blue. He had a picture that was a picture where he had his hands on Heavenly's waist. Nobody is taking it serious or saying that he's out of line because Heavenly is not attractive. And it's hard for y'all to see her that way. If he would have had his hands on Quad's waist, y'all would have said that he was out of line. And even though the hands, it was his hands that were in the wrong place, y'all would have called Quad a whore. Y'all would have called Quad a whore because Quad is attractive. It depends on what the woman looked like, whether y'all would see a problem with it or not. Toya said in his lap as a test, Dina, he grabbed Toya in his lap. He grabbed Toya with both hands. Black is beautiful. Look, yeah, Black is beautiful. Heavenly not attractive. It's crazy. Baby, that's the truth. That's the truth. It depends on what the woman looks like. If y'all would have seen that, if y'all would have said it was inappropriate or not. It was inappropriate. He had if you look at the picture, his left hand was on Jackie's shoulder and his right hand was on Heavenly's waist. His right hand was on Heavenly's waist. All I'm telling y'all is it was inappropriate. And depending on who the woman is how y'all are going to deem it as inappropriate or not. And this is the reason why, some women stuff can happen to some women, and men do stuff to certain women because they know that y'all wouldn't even believe them. They know that y'all wouldn't even believe them. If a woman come up and say this person did something to me, depending on how the woman look, that's why nobody believed Quantasia. That's why y'all didn't believe Quantasia. Y'all had to see what Quantasia looks like, and to see if y'all think that Usher would have slept with her. Y'all looked at Quantasia when she was over there and said, "Oh, Usher didn't mess with that. Usher didn't mess with that." And he ain't never came out and said that he didn't, that she was lying or nothing like that. Y'all looked at Quantasia and said, "Oh, she 350." Now Heavenly didn't. I mean, you know what I'm saying? No. No, now come on, now come on, Quantasia and Heavenly are in the same wheelhouse, Gabor. No, I'm not saying that they're in the same wheelhouse. What I'm saying is, y'all look at people. Y'all will look at certain people and determine if a person slept with them or not. What I'm saying is, when y'all saw Quantasia, y'all automatically thought, "Oh, she gotta be lying." Usher didn't do that. Y'all don't know what Usher will mess with. So all I'm saying is, y'all don't know what a man will do. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It depends on what the woman looks like if y'all believe it or not. He was inappropriate. He shouldn't have had his hands on her waist at all. Okay? And I wonder what Big Bad Damon was gonna do. Okay? Um Now Sweet Tea is getting ready to leave. Sweet Tea is getting ready to leave, and Contessa asked her, does she want to leave? Again, boundaries, Contessa. Boundaries. You ain't doing nothing but starting more confusion. The girl knew that she was coming. She knew that she was only coming for an hour. It was at minute 58. She got to be out the door because Quantum is going to be here in 3 minutes. No matter how you feel, Toya and Eugene told both parties, y'all come in at 9:01, they will be gone by 9 o'clock. Okay? Because she didn't want them to have a run-in with each other. Contessa, this not your event. They knew that they was gonna be here for an hour when they got here. So you asking her, do she want to stay or not? Who gives a fuck now? Because now we got Kingdom coming in. We got King and Quad coming in, and we don't want to have them ambushed. Because while y'all agreeing to being with around them now, they still haven't agreed to it. Does that make sense what I'm saying? You ain't doing nothing but further complicating the situation. Now you asking her to stay, and now she feeling like she gotta stay, and now we got the Easter Bunny having to come over here and just kick her out the event. Right, Slim Jim. It was pointless for contestant to even ask. They knew that they was gonna be here for an hour. They said it when they came in here. We just gonna be here for an hour. What is contestant doing? Okay. Have y'all noticed? Did y'all notice that Steve and Mimi is getting like the friend of edit? Everybody came in on a horse and carriage. They got there first. They didn't have no horse and carriage. When they walked down the stairs, we didn't hear the woman say their name. They said everybody else's name. You know what I'm saying? They just getting the friend of edit. Okay. So Quad come in. Quad looks cute. Quad looks cute. If I had to say the best couple, I thought the Heavenly looked great. I thought the Heavenly looked good. Daddy don't never. Dr. Damon don't never participate in nothing. He should have just stayed home. He should have just stayed home. Steve is working harder than Mimi. Yes, he is. Mimi flip flopped on Sweet Tea so hard. Now Trey Carter, that. I don't believe that Mimi said, "Here come Messy 1 and Messy 2." I believe that she was talking about something else, and Bravo added that in there. She could have been talking about anything. I don't believe that she said that about Sweet Tea, and I don't believe that she said that about Sweet Tea. Everyone looked good, Lexi Lane. You must not saw what I saw. Simone looked like they said. Simone looked like she was going to a quinceañera. Okay, I thought that Cecil looks nice. I thought that King looked nice. I thought that Eugene looked sloppy. Sorry. Um, and Greg looked okay. I thought that I don't care what y'all say though. What is Contessa's husband name? He's never biting. He give me Ike Turner. He give me Ike Turner. I feel like that he try to get on and get in front of the camera and try to play this nice man and this loving man or whatever. But Contessa's husband give me Ike Turner vibe, and the wig solidified it for me. The wig solidified it for me. What's Contessa's husband name? He give me Ike Turner. I believe that Contessa was over that fight. I believe that Contessa them is over that fight. I do. I do. Scott, thank you, Dina. He gives me the Contessa give me over there that he over that fight. I'm getting Ike Turner vibes from them. But I think as a whole, I believe that Quad and King look the best as a group. Quad and King look the best as a couple. What sweet Mimi and King look nice. What's Mimi? Her Steve. Mimi and Steve look nice. Okay, so the ladies end up talking to Quad. Well, um, not Greg. Eugene and Toya talk about they love. Okay, he said that he couldn't break. He was living in Atlanta, going to med school. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't wait to graduate and be a doctor and start dating, and all of that changed when he met Toya in Michigan. So and they show pictures of Eugene back in the day. Um, and they show pictures of Toya back in the day. I didn't know that. Did Toya have it looked like I saw Toya with a tattoo on her shoulder, like real hood chick. She was wearing the contacts and everything back in the day. Um, but she said that Eugene always spoke life into her, always motivated her, made her see another side of herself, and really built her up. You know, it ain't always about looks, and I'm not saying that Eugene is a bad looking man. I'm just saying it's not always about looks. It's about how a person make you feel, and I feel like that. I don't know why I thought I heard that I thought they were. If I remember correctly, I believe they said that Toya was a elementary school teacher at one point in time. Is that true? Okay, but they had a nice love story. They had a nice love story. It looked like he saw her and she was a queen, and I think that he probably. I don't think that Eugene is a bad looking guy, but he did kind of give me um, Hercules, Hercules, Hercules. Oh, he did kind of give me little Sherman Clump a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And I think that Toya said, "You a doctor? Okay, nigga, I can work with this. You a doctor and you nice because sometimes you can get you a doctor and get you a Doctor G. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you can get you a doctor and get a Eugene. And I think that Eugene um, is a great husband. Um, he is the most out of all the men on the show. I think that Dr. Eugene is the most level-headed, and I think that he is the best catch on the show. I think that he's the best catch on the show. Toya got a good husband, and the girls can't take it. Thank you for the super chat, Stacey M. She said, "Hey, Gabor, always saying facts." Thank you so much, Stacey. I appreciate it. I'm crazy, Michelle. Rational like Gabor. I'm glad I found your channel. You are so funny and smart. Oh, thank you. Eugene is super in love with his Toya. Yes, he is. What's good, Monique King? Toya work marketing. See, where did I hear that she was an elementary school teacher from? Eugene was handsome. Yes, he is. I agree. If I had to pick one, I would pick Dr. Eugene too, or Dr. Damon. Girl. Okay. So, you know, Simone tells Cora, girl, look, Dr. Greg left, Dr. G left. Dr. G said that he was willing to talk about what was going on and he dropped the charges or something like that. Okay. The ladies end up talking to Quad. Simone said that, is there a world that we can all coexist? Quad said, no, I'm not interested. And I feel Quad. I just feel like that these ladies are not mature enough for there to be exits in the group. Again, every time Sweet Tea get into an argument with somebody, Quad name is being brought up. They can't even go into Sweet Tea house without Quad name being brought up. The couples night, everything was fine until Toya brought up how uncomfortable it was for her. You know what I'm saying? And then with Dr. G saying, I know how your girl is. I don't think that he was saying it in a disrespectful way, like, Cola, that's what he used to call her back in the day, Bird. Y'all call her Bird. I used to call her Cola because of that Coke bottle shape. I don't think that he was saying it like that, but it could get there. You know what I'm saying? And if I'm Quad, to me, I just feel like that there are boundaries and the boundaries being crossed. And if I'm Quad, I don't want my pussy being discussed in the group. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Quad want to bring the man around, that's her doing. You know what I'm saying? But I don't want me being brought up in this show. I don't want my love life and stuff being brought up on this show. Y'all gonna have to find y'all else something else to talk about, but it won't be me. Because I don't even really got no beef with this girl. Y'all keep on putting me in. Okay? Um, I believe that it's Heavenly fault. Heavenly can say what she want to say. She had malicious intent bringing Sweet Tea in this group. Okay? Now, what Quad lose me at is when Toya was telling her, look, girl, you asking us to choose. And she said, I'm not asking you to choose. I'm asking you to do what's right. And Toya said, girl, King has made some mistakes too. And she gonna say, girl, what kind of mistake has King made? King has made mistakes, Quad. Everything was over and done with. Queen has made mistakes in this group. And that's okay for you to say. And gladly, Simone said he took the bait. He didn't take no bait, girl. He didn't take no bait. Y'all was being messy. Y'all, this group of these esteemed doctors are just not mature enough to handle exes in the group. Y'all, what we fell in love with Married to Medicine about, because I like that y'all used to get ratchet a little bit, but I did like that y'all used to kind of rise above. And I thought that it would have been better for y'all. I would have had more respect for y'all if y'all would have created an environment where Quad and Sweet Tea could coexist and not have them fight and show people how it's done. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to beef with no woman. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to beef with no other woman because that's her ex-husband. Y'all still sisters at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? But y'all just trash, just like Love and Hip Hop girls. Whatever. Okay? Now, Kang say, you know what I'm saying, that he was willing to talk to Dr. G. You know what I'm saying? But the issue was the disrespect. But King, the disrespect was flying both ways. You know what I'm saying? I would never agree that we gonna muzzle Greg and we gonna let Quad get her shit off. The disrespect was flying both ways, and we got to admit that. Heavenly, Angie B say, Heavenly didn't know Shireen was coming, Gabor. Angie B, and I believe in the Easter Bunny. And I believe in the Easter Bunny. And I'm not talking about Dr. Simone. Heavenly knew that woman was coming. And if she didn't know she was coming, she invited her. If she didn't know she was coming, she invited her. Y'all can go tell that lie to somebody else. You can go tell that lie to somebody else. She shouldn't have even been invited in the first place. Hey, listen, they shouldn't have even been invited in the first place. Heavenly says, see y'all later when she talked to Apollo. That's a lie. Heavenly knew. She not at college anymore. Who? Dr. Heavenly said that her marriage life is not for sale, and Heavenly doesn't want to talk about her youngest son being gay. And her daughter was partying in college and grades dropped. Now she's at home. Michelle Bolden, do we know this to be true? Is that why Allure is at home? I think that Allure want to be an it girl like her mama want to be an it girl. But they just wasn't blessed. What's good, King Sakar? She admitted to inviting her and going out with Quad and her afterwards. Inviting who? She admitted to fighting Shireen and going out with Quad and Shireen afterwards. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all. They went and begged Quad. They went and begged Phaedra again. They went and begged Phaedra to be in the group again. And Phaedra looked good. Phaedra looked good. Wasn't Apollo at Damon's office before the trip? So I believe that was a setup, Mo Walker. I believe that was a setup. Allure is taking most of her classes online, like most of these college students today. Yeah, college has really changed, especially after the pandemic. A lot of kids are taking classes and stuff online. Now, Dina, where is Allure living now? Is she still in Florida or is she in Atlanta? She did say that her grades dropped. She attended online classes, I think. Okay. Not too much on my niece Allure. That's your niece? She ain't none of my nieces. The only nieces and nephews I got on Married to Medicine is Toya two kids and Toya two kids and Michael. Michael and wait a minute, who all got kids over here? Let me think of my nieces and nephews over here. Toya kids and Simone kids. Who else got kids? Quad ain't got no baby. Sweet Tea wishing for a baby. Um, Jackie ain't got no baby. Heavenly, I don't know. Yeah, it's Simone kids and Toya kids. They're my only nieces and nephews over here on Married to Medicine. They're my only nieces and nephews over here. But yeah, I never heard her say that. Okay, she was down there. She was down there getting to Florida. Mm-mm. Dr. Having the contestant kids, baby. Contestant kids that eat you out of house and a home. Did you see them big old, them two youngest kids over there? Them, baby, contestant kids eat you out of house and a home, child. I don't get no food stamps. Shit. Contestant kids eat you out of house and a home, baby. No, no God. Simone kids dirty and lazy. They daddy sorry. I'm related to Simone. I don't know Lisa like that. Well, go over there and raise them nephews of yours. I can't raise them, child. Sons, good boy, them boys are good for nothing. Listen, go clean that condo, good boy. No, that's what they mama for. No, Heavenly told Paulo, see you later. Yes, she did. I'll see you later. Simone kids grown, sport, and entitled. Why y'all laughing? Contessa was hiding French toast from her daughter the first episode. Them kids, listen, them Contessa kids them kids got big. I don't think they paying attention to them like that. Them kids eat you out of house and home. The poor younger one is Scott with a bow. The little girl. Contessa got kids. Contessa got 3. And lazy. They all bought Sweet Tea on. Heavenly was the ringleader, Angie B. Angie B, is you over there at Heavenly University? Is you over there taking classes at Heavenly University? Shit, is Allure taking classes at Heavenly University? It's the question, baby. You have to clean up after Dr. Simone's sons. What about Curtis' illegitimate kids? So Curtis only got, I believe that Curtis got a grown daughter, right? Contessa has 3. Yeah, Contessa got 3. If they can't clean, they should at least have enough sense to hire someone to come in every other week to clean up. But see, that's because Simone be trying to put her foot down, but Simone be trying to put her foot down, but you got Cecil over there okay and everything. But if my mama was paying my stuff rent free and all she asked for the house to be clean, the house would be clean. That's what happens when the mom is always working and the dad is too laid back, right? Simone kids eat like truck drivers. Why are y'all laughing? The oldest one of contestants is in fact. When But maybe, I don't know. I hadn't seen contestant kids in a long time. And so I had not seen them kids in a long time. I just, I hadn't seen contestant kids because I had stopped watching like her second season on the show because she was giving fake storylines. And so yeah, contestant children are big. Now Natalie, can they not clean? They don't even have enough sense to get up and clean, get someone to clean for them. Why don't you think Contessa kids weren't going to be athletes? Work smarter, not harder than that. From where you're going to be grown and watch them. I don't think that they're going to be grown. I don't like the way that that them boys over there was edited this season. I don't like the way that they edited Toya kids this season and how they was asking Toya if she thought that her kids was gonna be virgins and stuff when they graduated high school and stuff like that. I don't play no shit like that or whatever. Because what you trying to say, they're gonna be some predators? You know what I'm saying? Could you imagine somebody making a false accusation against them in high school and then they pull their tape from this? I don't like that. I don't like that. Thank you for the super chat, Q. He say teach your nephews how to clean because their mother doesn't. I call it being a bad mother, and Curtis don't want to take Jackie to the adoption agency. Oh my God. Oh my God. I ain't never even seen Jackie and Curtis don't even look like they in love. Thank you for the super chat, Q. Teach your nephew how to clean because their mother doesn't. Is the daddy teaching them? The mother is a career woman. The mother is a career woman. The daddy don't do nothing but drink all day. We need to stop saying that smart, opinionated kids are grown. Who? Who grown? Tell me, Ali. Who grown? Miles is a little immoral. He is though. I can see it in him. I can see it in him. But I think that he a little immoral. I don't think that he a little immoral. He a little immoral. Toya kids. Oh no, I don't. No, it's not that. Why I think that they was. Did I say that they was being grown? It was the sex. It was the sex topics and stuff that they was having with the kids. For me, it was the sex talk that they was having. Did I say that they was grown? No, I don't think that. I don't think I said that they was grown. What I'm saying is I don't like how Toya and the producers was asking. I don't like how the producers was asking Toya, did she think that her kids was gonna be virgins by the time they graduated high school? I don't like that. I don't, I don't like that. To me, I don't know what Bravo. I don't know why the producer would even ask a question like that. Oh, somebody said it was grown-ish. Someone said it was grown-ish. Miles and MR. Yeah, Miles is a little MR. He seemed a little socially awkward. Simone husband out there golfing with that woman. Lauren is turning out to be cute. Lauren, who is Lauren? Contessa oldest daughter. Contessa oldest daughter look more like Contessa. Dr. Heavenly oldest son is a little immoral also, especially in that family Christmas photo. But Allura looks like Heavenly and Damon put together. Like she got Damon eyes and stuff. You know what I'm saying? She looks like a little beaver a little bit, like her daddy. Jackie has a man. I don't know. The conversation was grownish, not the kids. The conversation was grownish, not the kids. Okay, Mariah daughter. Lauren. Oh, Lauren is Mariah daughter. I thought Miles was shy. Maryland girl. Shy. Jackie looked fragile, like she would break if she had. Oh, girl. Maryland shy. Girl, that's more than shy. True and Blue, thank you for the super chat. She said, well, why would Simone think that her sons would work when her husband stay drunk and don't work? Wow. Is Cecil go back to work? Is Cecil going back to work? I couldn't imagine them coming out living up off of me. And sitting up here talking about what we gonna do and all of this. Sitting up here talking about what we gonna do and all of this. But no, I think that sometimes kids don't be ready for college. I don't think that Miles is immoral. I think that he's probably like socially awkward. And I think that you gotta know your kids. I think that you gotta know your kids. And sometimes I just feel like certain stuff get missed, and I don't think that he was ready to go to Howard like that. You know what I'm saying? Despite what you think, if a lot of kids are sheltered a lot, they not gonna know what to do when they going to college. It's like y'all shelter the kids and then send them off to college, but they not gonna know what to do in that environment without somebody waking them up and stuff every day. You get what I'm saying? I think that he's probably need a person telling him what to do every day and keeping him in line. When I first went to college and stuff, kids was not really going to class, baby. It would get the raining. I remember um when I was in college, if it was raining, some people would just not go to class. You know, like, oh, it's raining outside today, I ain't going to class. And baby, this is Texas. You get what I'm saying? We talking about Texas. We're not talking about LA where it rarely rains. Baby, it rained a lot in Texas. And so people would just not go to class. And I remember they had to have a talk with us, like, y'all, this is unacceptable. Y'all, you know what I'm saying? Y'all not going to class when it's raining, baby, that ain't gonna work. Because baby, in Texas, it could rain the whole week. Mal looks like he slob on himself. Autistic too. I think that I just think that now what Dr. Umar is saying, what Dr. Umar said was true. You can't let. I believe that a lot of people probably have a little piece of like a little thing of autism in them, and they will put. You can't let them people give your kids no medicine and stuff and say there's something. I don't care what y'all say. I believe what Ace Hood said about his child. You know what I'm saying? That his son was regular and stuff like that. I don't believe. Listen, I believe that, but just because you autistic don't mean that. I don't think that the boy is slow. I don't think that he's slow like that. I just think that he thrives around people that he know. You know, some people get shy and they just can't. He Miles strikes me. He seems to come alive when he's around his brother. You get what I'm saying? Like when he's by himself and with his mom and them, his mood is always down. But when he's around his brother, he seems to come alive. He happy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody is different. And he seems to come out of his shell when he's around his brother. So he probably I think that he's just socially awkward. Simone doesn't strike me as having a child. Simone strikes me as a person who, if he ain't good at nothing else, he gonna be good at science and math. You know what I'm saying? That's what she strikes me as. Stay in the dorms and order Chinese food. Yeah, so yeah, he get me socially awkward. He's probably just not an outgoing person. And by the way, the children don't sound up to be on this show, so he's not really gonna give us personality. Yeah, you're right. You're right. He's not gonna give us personality. Now, Michael is Mr. Personality. Y'all remember? I will never forget. Baby, what season was it? Remember, Michael had went to go get some yoga with his mama, and she was like, "What kind of yoga you gonna get?" And he said, "I like my yoga just like I like my women, white." And she said, "You don't want no woman like your mama?" I said, "Ooh, they gonna get him." Yeah, Simone is socially awkward. Simone is socially awkward. You can look at her pictures on Instagram. And then they went to the reunion, and Andy asked him. Andy was like, "We got a lot of questions about your son. Said that he likes his women like he liked his yogurt." And she was like, "He was just playing." Oh, I had just told y'all about that the other day. He was just playing. He was just playing. I believe that he was just playing too. Michael has the biggest teeth. I do remember that. And Michael went to school to play basketball. When Dr. Heavenly said T.S. Madison taught her a lot, did T.S. Madison teach Dr. Heavenly about being gay to understand her gay boys? Because what could Dr. Heavenly be talking about? Oh my God. Michelle, do we know this? Simone may have squashed his voice all that yelling. Maybe clean up the room. Okay, don't go outside at all. Her PR person cleaned that up for him real well. Listen, that boy was just joking, y'all. Kids joke. Y'all ain't never happy. If they on camera and don't smile, y'all don't say nothing. Then they on camera and telling jokes and stuff and giving you personality. Then they hate women, hate black women. Y'all ain't never satisfied. But yeah, I love but yeah, Simone kids are my nephews, and I like Toya kids, they're my nephews and stuff too. But I don't really I don't even remember nobody else on here having kids though. But they're my nieces and nephews over here. I don't really know Contessa kids like that. Which is why I wouldn't really claim them. I just remember one of the girls choking on their first scene, and Contessa happened to give her. She was choking on something. She probably wasn't even swallowing her food or something like that. Remember, they was in the kitchen and she was talking to Scott and the girl was over there eating some or whatever, and Contessa had to grab her real quick and had to pat her in the back real quick. She was choking. Sometimes when the food be so good, you don't even chew it, baby. You just get to swallowing it. Hercules, Hercules. She ate too much sushi. You remember S11? See, I be remembering. She ate too much sushi, a piece of shrimp. Did she eat it or did she swallow it? Picked her up. Yep, yes, she did. She picked her up real quick. She jumped into action. Real quick. Layla choked on sushi. Layla is a little MR too, if you ask me. Listen, y'all. Listen. Listen, y'all. We can't be putting that on everybody now. We can't be putting that on everybody now. Now, what's going on with Layla? That scene made me love Contessa. Elizabeth, who you talking about? Why did you say that? Because the girl does look like she part of the club. I don't like her no more though. Woo, Laura B. But y'all, that's all I got. Did y'all see Beyond the Gates last night? Listen, we're gonna have to come on and we're gonna have to talk about Beyond the Gates or something, y'all, because I have watched every episode. I am enjoying it. That Danny get on my motherfucking nerves. Danny is getting on my nerves. I could not believe that Danny. It was the boy I went to high school that did that before. Danny went into her ex-husband's house, broke into the house, got drunk, and fell asleep. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You went in there and got drunk and fell asleep? I think that what's the girl name? You know, I'm trying to get their name correct, but the wife, I believe that Bill's wife should have went and told her mama. I would have went and told her mama. I would have went and told her mama and say, "Baby, you got to go get your daughter. She done came over here and she done broke some stuff or whatever." But see, I would have divorced Bill. You know, before I go, let me tell y'all this story. You know how when she came into the house and she saw a scratch in the picture and Bill was trying to tell her, "Baby, you tired and you overreacting." I would have divorced him. To me, that is a cause for divorce because you don't know me to hallucinate. You get what I'm saying? You don't know me to okay. It was a woman. It was a woman. I don't know what her husband was doing. I think that he worked out of town on business or whatever, and she was pregnant, and she ended up having her baby. Right? She ended up going into labor. This is a true story. The woman ended up going into labor, and she ended up having her baby. The husband came down the next day, right? She had the baby. The man wasn't there. She saw the baby. The husband came down the next day, and she told her husband, "That's not my baby. That's not the baby that I had yesterday." And he was like telling her, "Oh, baby, yeah, you probably just sick and you probably this and you that." She was like, "No, that's not the baby." And he was like, "Baby, you probably sick. You on medication. You on this. You on that, or whatever." And so she was like, "Okay, I'll let it go." But she said in the back of her mind, she knew that that wasn't her baby. So when the baby was like 8 months or something like that, she had went and took a blood test. And that baby that she was right, that was not the baby that she had that first night. That was not the baby that came up out of her. I would have divorced my husband. Because if you don't know me to hallucinate and I tell you something, you need to be riding with me. You know what I'm saying? What ended up happening is that she ended up getting in contact with the hospital. She told the people what happened. They ended up finding the baby, doing a blood test with them. And the crazy part, well, it ain't crazy, but the woman was upset because she didn't realize that she was gonna have to get it. Never crossed her mind that she would have, because she had ended up loving this baby at 8 months, right? Where did the baby go? The baby went home with another family. Her baby went home to another family, and she brought home their baby. So they got the babies mixed up. And so she ended up falling in love with this baby. I believe the baby was like 8 months. But the point of the matter is, she thought that they were just gonna give her a baby and she wasn't gonna have to return them people their other baby. You know what I'm saying? Girl, is you crazy? The people want their baby back too. And so, um, what I'm telling you, my point that I'm telling you is, I would have divorced Bill. Because if I tell you or my spouse something that happened and if I tell you something as my spouse, you need to be riding with me. And if you don't know me to hallucinate, then I'm telling you some good shit. You get what I'm saying? I'm telling you some good shit. And you need to be believing me and you need to be riding with me. Am I tripping? Y'all let me know. And so when she came home and said, when she came home and the crack, she said that it was a crack in the picture. You know what I'm saying, nigga? Just because you wasn't paying attention to the picture don't mean that I don't know what was going on with the picture. Okay? I don't know if she quit or got fired. Who? I sued the F out the hospital. They did sue. They did sue. I don't know how much they got. And check this out, Naomi. When they bought the babies, I believe they had to take the babies to a law office or something like that. But when they bought the babies in to exchange the babies had on the same outfit. The babies had on the same outfit. The babies had on the same outfit. Yep. The babies had on the same outfit. But yeah, y'all better get to listening to what's going on when y'all spouse is telling y'all something when they in the hospital and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want my baby. You know what I'm saying? I don't believe in that stuff. All that Carlisha Wright story and all that other type of stuff or whatever. Don't take my baby away from me. Don't take my baby away from me. You know what I'm saying? Because I feel like if the parent and stuff is in the room, then you need to go and walk. You need to be everywhere that baby go and don't take your eye off that baby. If I catch your eyes on anything else, I'm gonna beat your ass like a runaway slave. You feel me? But y'all, I gotta go. I got to go and cook some chicken. But I wanna go. Listen, I don't know what we're gonna do tomorrow about the Beverly Hills. I'm gonna try to do a review, but I want to go on Patreon tomorrow because I got to talk about what happened over there on the Joe Budden podcast. The man that we saw the other day, baby. Because listen, what we saw him gagged, and we got to have a real talk and real conversation about what happened. Because that man didn't know that the girl was making more money than her. JMLB say baked or fried. What you call it? It's gonna be on a cast iron skillet. So what you call it? It ain't. I guess it's fried, but it ain't. It ain't under. What is it gonna? Well, okay, it's fried, but it ain't deep fried. If that makes sense. It's fried, but it ain't deep fried because it's on the cast iron skillet. Okay, are you gonna watch the Nene show? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You think I want to see her interview Carlos King and over there talking, acting like he a fake top? And I don't want to say because I said that I wasn't gonna call nobody. I'm not gonna call her fish play, but I'm gonna call her Gary Cole. I don't want to see her over there interviewing Carlos King. What do they call it? A blouse and Gary Cole. Please, he just knows she was going to share. He just knows she was going to share. What, Nicole? He knew what? Let me see. He knew what? Pan fried. Pan fried. Okay. Pan fried. I don't know. I know how to cook dough. I know how to cook dough. What y'all talking about? Why y'all laughing? What y'all laughing? Garbage. What's garbage? Nene, I'm not. Child. I ain't got time for the Nene show. Nene should do what I think that Nene should do with her podcast is she ought to interview. Nene is the top housewife of all time, in my opinion. So I think that Nene should do the show. Nene should do a show where she's interviewing housewives. But the thing is, Nene is that girl who can get in any housewife will interview with Nene Leakes because that's Nene Leakes. But Nene's so much of a hater, she done trashed the girls so much that they probably saying, I don't want to fuck with that bitch. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to fuck with that bitch. She don't trash the girl so much. But I want to see Nene over there on Traders. But I feel like they're gonna catch Nene because Nene will be a traitor. They'll make her as a traitor. They'll make her as a traitor. But I think that she'll be good on the round table. But the thing with Nene is she lost herself. Now Nene is trying to turn into this sex kitten. And we don't want that. Like she do look good, I guess, to somebody. But she don't try to change herself into this sex kitten, and that ain't what the people want. That ain't what the people want. Yeah, Nene to fall out with the women after the interview. Child, Nene, baby, listen, Adama. Let me tell you, baby. When I tell you, Nene ought to be a comedian again because, baby, when Nene went over there to Bethany House and said, I went to Bethany House and Bethany had Bethany had a property with 3 houses on it. And Nene said, this girl done made it. And I'm still up. We started at the same time and this girl done made it and I'm still trying. And y'all seen what sorry ass Monique done went over there and did to Tyler Perry about that Angie Stone. In what world does Monique think that Tyler Perry about to give her over $20 million for nothing? Netflix didn't even give you a $20 million for your special. What are you sitting up here talking about that you need to get paid? How much was it? I forgot how much it added up to be. We got to talk about that. Monique is something else, baby. I love it. But I will say this, though. If you have done me wrong, I will be talking about it to the end of time, though. That's the only thing I'll give her. I'll be talking about it to the end. I'm toxic like that. Ew. Wait, what happened with Monique? Tyler Perry had Tyler Perry act like when he get in front of black folk, he gonna free the slaves. So he was talking at Angie Stone's funeral, and she done clipped what Tyler Perry said and wrote a whole open letter to Tyler Perry, talking about her and her husband are owed millions from Tyler Perry, and is he gonna pay up? I say, girl, I love it though. But thank y'all so much for being here, y'all. I appreciate the love and support, and I will see y'all tomorrow. Adios.
Call daddy, tell him 25. Call daddy, tell him 25. Call daddy, tell him 25.